What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Music City Crit Series race, number 4, Cat 3-4 race. And we're getting ready to get started here. We've got a host of Grind City racers in this one as well. A lot of guys decided to come up from Memphis and join us on this one. We've got the original player, Terrell, in there. He's actually wearing the white kit. He didn't get the memo. We got Elijah, Tom, and Charlie as well in this race with me. Derek wasn't able to make it for this one, and Grant either. But yeah, we've got a lot of representation in this one. We're starting out kind of slow. We're going 21 miles an hour here, and I don't like that. So let me push that up a little bit here and try to get a little bit closer to the front. But it was cool to see, some of the guys I hadn't met yet. We've been obviously talking in our group chat, and yeah, it was nice to meet everybody and nice to finally, put faces to the names that are in the group chat and get to see everybody racing. We do have another rider. He's still a Cat 5, Craig. So he won't be in this race, but he is in the later 4-5 race with some of the guys. But big field actually for this one today. This one I think had over 30 guys in it, so pretty stacked roster out here. We've got some of the guys that you guys have seen on some of my other videos, if you've seen my other videos. If not, go check them out. Got a lot of videos from the Music City Crits as well as some other bigger races around the country, or around the region, I guess I should say, because I haven't really been past Alabama. But yeah, just early on in this race, trying to get a rhythm, trying to find a good spot. If you guys have watched some of my other races, you know that Hub Cycling is the other big team that comes out to these races right now. They are mostly juniors on that team, but they are strong, so don't let the junior fool you. If you guys have ever raced or ever ridden with younger riders before, you know that they have endless energy and they can go all day long. So these guys do not hesitate. They will attack, and they have the numbers to do it throughout the race. And of course, being young and having all that energy, they can do it, multiple times a race as well. So got our work cut out for us. We got to make sure that we're following all those. And here I go. This is lap 3, testing out my legs here. I felt like we were going a little bit slow in this race, and I felt pretty good. So I felt like I had really good legs. So I decided to put out a little bit of an attack here. I'm being a little bit more proactive early in this race because I know Hub is going to do the same thing to us pretty much. So I'm being a little bit more proactive. You see I got a little bit of a gap, and that raised the bar for the rest of the peloton here. And yeah, so now they're all chasing. I'm not really trying to put in a huge dig here. I mean, I'm putting in some good watts, but I'm also looking back at the same time and just seeing where everybody is at. So you can see I'm gonna kind of pull off here in just a second and move myself back into the peloton. But yeah, basically I'm at that point in the race. Obviously it's really early. I'm not getting away. I'm one of the bigger guys in the group. I'm not really a breakaway rider per se. So I was really just trying to get things started, trying to see what was going on. Here goes Terrell. So we're playing the team game a little bit here. We're attacking, we're following some moves. So I got counterattacked immediately by Safety Herd, and then he got a little bit of a distance, but Terrell's on it. He's going to be on that one and bringing everybody else up there. So if we can keep this thing fairly fast throughout the race, keep it going, I think that will kind of subdue the Hub Cycling attacks a little bit. When they start to attack, back and back and back to back like they have done in past races, it does take a toll on the rest of the peloton, and you can see certain points where the elastic kind of snaps, and then everybody else is kind of left behind, and they have a guy out in the break or something like that. So I think being a little bit more proactive in this race and doing our own attacks and trying to control a little bit more, I'm not going to say that we sat there and talked about that, but I think by me attacking early on, it kind of caught on a little bit. Maybe I'll have to ask Terrell about that if he got what I was putting down, but yeah, we didn't exactly sit down and talk about, hey, we're gonna attack and try to make these guys work a little bit, but I think it worked. We're making things, we're moving things along, we're making things go, and we're actually moving pretty well early on in this race. We also have that nice tailwind on the backstretch, which I love on this course. It really does help to maintain really good speed on the backstretch, and it can, help in, the last few laps if you're trying to, push out a lot of watts and keep that speed up and get away from the rest of the peloton there. So sitting mid-ish pack at the moment here on lap 6, and here we go. You can see in the back camera coming up, 2 juniors. 2 strong juniors. Those guys are super strong, could be a threat. I'm calling out right on there just to let everybody know we've already got some guys. It looks like there's a gap open and 6 guys up there, so it looks like they were trying to bridge up to them there, so kind of actually helped us out. So at first you think, oh, they're attacking, they're getting ready to get off the front possibly, but actually they were bridging up to the other guys that opened up a gap. So it kind of helped the rest of the peloton. I think everybody else kind of responded here. And you can see the gap is still there, but we're all responding and we're all trying to get back up to it. So I think that little attack there helped the rest of the peloton kind of lift up and catch them there. And I say that, but you can see that the gap is still there, and I'm behind a few guys here that don't look like they are pushing too hard. So here we go. I've got to get back up there. I can't let this big of a gap open up and me not be in it, even though my teammates there. This is too early on in the race for big gaps like that to open up. So I want to make sure that I'm still with the group. I know you're not supposed to chase your teammates, but I don't think this is the situation where I'm chasing my teammates. Like, the whole group is there. This is not like a breakaway or anything like that. So I'm just trying to get back up to the big group here. And of course, I'm bringing Elijah up with me as well, so that's definitely a big help. Both of us kind of got caught behind there, and we don't need to be in the very back like that. So we need to be up with the rest of the group. So big push there just to get back up to the group. Turns out they kind of slowed down a little bit here. And maybe we didn't need to push so hard, but you can't really take that chance this early in the race with a big group like that. That group will pull away, and the smaller group will get eaten alive later on. I've had that happen here in the Music City before, where a big group like that got away, and I was stuck in the second group and couldn't bridge up. So definitely don't want that to happen. But it looks like a bunch of us made it. So I guess, had to sacrifice myself a little bit to get back up to the group, and it looks like, some of the other guys had to sacrifice a little bit to get back to the group there. But definitely a dangerous situation when a big gap like that opens up and you see some guys that are falling kind of behind there. You definitely don't want to get caught up behind them in that situation, because that could be devastating for your race at that point. All right, so here we are a few laps later. This is lap 11, and I see this group forming out front, and a little gap is opening up. Don't want to miss out on this one either, so I've got to push it a little bit here to get up there, and I guess I got to bring everybody else with me on this one too. But Just don't want things to get away. I mean, this is still kind of like another extension of the Peloton, I guess, but could turn into something dangerous. It's if we let it get too far. So definitely got to go after this one and try to at least connect it. Even though I'm bringing up some strong riders behind me. That's Price behind me. So Price is from Knoxville. He's a strong rider. Usually does Masters races, and he is Cat 3, I believe. But he's super strong. I've ridden with him a bunch in Knoxville, and so he's definitely a player to watch out for in this race. But I'm bringing everybody else back up to the rest of the Peloton here. Let's see who else. Yeah, I don't see anybody else over here. Oh, Elijah was in there. So we had some representation, but technically, Elijah's a Cat 4, so it wouldn't have helped, me out, I guess, technically. But yeah, couldn't let that thing get away. And I forgot, Terrell is actually out of the race. He had some trouble with his brakes. I think when he was doing his warm-up, he had his wheel off on the trainer over in the parking lot and accidentally squeezed his brake. And you guys know what happens after that. You have to, fix the pads and widen that out and all that. And yeah, he had some rubbing going on, so he ended up dropping out because he couldn't get it fixed the way he needed to for this race. So at this point, it's me, Elijah. I believe Tom and Charlie have fallen off the main group. So basically, it's just two of us at this point. Got a bunch of Hub cycling guys. We got CTS, so just what I was talking about, Price, he actually has another teammate, so that's two of them right there to my right. So there's some, a couple teams in here. Also Safety Herd as well. They're in here. So still some teams to worry about, still some strong guys to worry about. But we got to make do with what we got. Elijah's a strong rider as well. And yeah, we're getting him going in these races. So it's good to have him out here in these 3-4 races and to get a little bit of race experience with everybody here. I'm not sure what happened with Matt there. He may have had a flat tire or something, but he just pulled off there. Looks like. So here we go, lap 14. Going into it all together, it looks like. Obviously, we've had some guys fall off the main group, but still a pretty big group at this point. I'm hanging on the back, but I'm also, I gotta tell you, so when we were out here on this day, like I felt like I had really, really good legs, and for the most part in this race, like obviously I don't look at my Garmin or anything like that to see speed and all that. It's actually not even on my screen. I think the only thing that I have on my screen really is like heart rate and time and power. Because if I need to go on a breakaway, I need to know how much power I'm holding. But yeah, I don't even have speed or anything on there. So on this day, like I felt like we were not going very fast. Obviously, it looks like we are. Oh, there's another flat tire, it looks like. So I had to go around that. Luckily, that wasn't anything too bad, but it did open up a little bit of a gap here. So kind of had to avoid that there. But yeah, like I said, going around the track on this day, I remember that it felt easy. I don't know how to explain it. Like it didn't feel like we were going very fast for a lot of it, and I can see like in the speed in some of the laps we really weren't. Like we were going 21 to 23 miles an hour, something like that. But yeah, when we were going fast, it still didn't feel like we were going all that fast for some of it. So I guess that's a sign of like really good legs, or that I was just really feeling good on this day. But it was hot. Did have the ice pack on early on in the race, so I know, you know, with the ice pack on, that definitely helps keep my body core nice and cool, keeps my heart rate down, and it just overall makes me feel a little bit better. So maybe that had something to do with it. But here we are about halfway through the race. Everybody's, you know, together at this point. There's nobody off the front. So gonna keep riding out here. Here we go, lap 18, Hub Cycling going after an attack here. Actually, we have 2 Hub Cycling guys going after attack, so that could be something there. Teammates going after. There goes Price, he's on it. And it looks like we are responding. So, you know, I was kind of a little, I saw it obviously, and kind of a little late to respond to it, but I was also looking at the front and seeing how they would respond, and it looks like they were on it. So no need for me to, you know, put out too many watts at this point and try to catch them, even though it looks like I am. But I'm really just following the wheels, and like I said, I was a little bit late to kind of respond to it, so playing a little bit of catch up here. But I know I'm getting ready to go into the tailwind section, so I'll have a little bit of help as well. And yeah, pushing to get back on the back wheel here. And I should be good. That's Nick, another strong rider out here. I do go past him. I think, yeah, I saw a little bit of that gap there, so I was like, I gotta close it. So back up on it. Another gap I gotta close here. Not sure what's going on over there with that other hub guy. But with Price out there out front, definitely can't let that one go. And I definitely got to close this one down. So this one probably shouldn't have let it get this far and you know, this much distance, but definitely something that I should have responded to a little bit quicker. Luckily, Nick wanted to be in there too, and some of the rest of the guys here as well. So definitely helped out right there to close that one down and kind of dismantle that group that was out front there. So I've still got Elijah in here to my left at this point. And I can see this thing about to happen out front. You know, everybody's kind of looking around, and I could see that something was about to happen. And I told Elijah, I said, we got to get this. We got to go. And so I'm yelling at him at this point, telling him we got to go. We got to go. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but I said, go get it, go get it, go get it. And so yeah, I needed him to push so that we could go get that. That one can't get away. That one has some strong riders in it as well. And yeah, we can't let that one get away. I had just done, you know, kind of a big pull to catch up to the last one. And I needed just a little bit more of a break at that point, just to rest for a second. Like I said, I mean, I was still feeling good, but obviously after a big pull to pull back the last one, I just needed that little bit, you know, to surf some wheels for a second, just to catch my breath and then get back on it. So, you know, I pushed my teammate out there to close it down, and he was ready for it. So, you know, thank God I had a teammate still in the race. And he was available to close that thing down, because that one I believe was threatening at that point. And here we go. Here's another one. So I believe that's Tyler on Hub Cycling going after another attack. And like I said, I mean, these Hub guys, man, they're young. They've got endless energy, and they will just keep going and keep going and keep going. So you got to be on your toes, ready to go every time we come around the lap. And with the wind direction, with the tailwind on the backside, you know, if you get a little bit of a gap on the rest of the peloton and have a lot of momentum, you could really stretch it out at that point, and get a good lead on the rest of everybody else. But looks like it was pretty quickly neutralized. He didn't get too far. I think the call outs within the peloton caught on pretty quickly, and we were able to elevate our speed just enough to make sure that it was neutralized pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, got to be vigilant on that and make sure that we're keeping an eye on those things. And here's another little slowdown. We're going 20 miles an hour here. Everybody's kind of tired from the constant attacks from the last few laps. Gives me a chance to kind of rest a little bit as well. We got Elijah on the front, kind of controlling the pace a little bit here. And you can see the body language of some of the riders out here, kind of head down, soft pedaling a little bit. Nobody's pushing or anything like that. And I'm at this point, like I've rested. My heart rate's down where it needs to be, and I'm looking to see who is moving, who is trying to push the pace here. But it looks like everybody's kind of content on resting a little bit at this point. So that was good. Let me rest a little bit. Let me catch my breath. We're not going fast, so I was able to get some good leg rest here. But you can see another small attack. I've done attacks at this point in the race before. I think last year, watching some of the pro riders do attacks from there, and it can sometimes work. But I think with the headwind going into the start-finish straight at that point. And I mean, you'd have to have a lot of momentum as well to make that work, and I just don't think that attack kind of works at this race or at this point in the race here. But yeah, everybody was kind of wanting to attack from out here at this point, so I was kind of watching out for that. So we're back elevated in speed. I don't like my position in the race of where I'm at. I've rested enough in the back there, chilling, surfing some wheels, so I am going to move myself up. And yeah, they're calling me out, but I'm not attacking or anything. I was just trying to get up to the front here and surf the front wheels and kind of stay up here, because I know we're getting down to the last few laps at this point, and so I want to make sure that I am close up to the front and not dangling off the back the way I've done in the past. And then Max puts a little dig in there. I forget. Yeah, so I was coming up. I remember that we had a preem lap there. That's what it was. So there was a preem on that lap, and I came up to the front, and I thought maybe I could squeak by everybody and just kind of grab it. But Max was on it, and yeah, he pushed it out and ended up getting that preem. So I kind of conceded on that one. I forgot that's why he pushed it out right there, because he wasn't trying to really put an attack in from the front or anything. So he snuck by, got that preem. Here we go, lap 25, pushing out just a little bit. We see that a couple guys are making a move over there on the left, slowly getting away from the rest of the peloton. Not sure if this is anything threatening yet, but you'll see here in just a second. I get behind Price, good wheel to follow. At first, I'm thinking, okay, they're kind of pushing it a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? I got to catch up to this. I don't want it getting away. We're closing down to the last few laps. I don't want it to get away, so I've got to put this thing on my back at the moment and kind of close it down, and hopefully people will follow and help me out here. And yes, they do. So good rider to fall right here, follow up behind. I believe this is Justin. This is his first time out here at the Music City Crits, but there we go. There's Elijah pushing it. I needed that help right there. Here's another time where the teammate came in handy here. So we already had one big push from him early on when I said that one break would have been threatening, but you know, right here where we needed to really push and catch up to these guys, he really put in a good dig right there and helped us close this thing down. Love it having teammates. Definitely helps out a lot. But like I said, with Justin, I think he is a Cat 5, but he's not new to racing. He's just new to crits. I believe he said he was a triathlete, so he's out here doing his first crit, and super strong guy. So I don't think he'll be a Cat 5 for long. So here we go, 2 laps to go. I'm in okay position. I'm sitting a little bit further back than I want to, but at this point in the race, this is where I want to move up a little bit more. I don't want to be right on the front, obviously, but I do want to be, you know, in better place. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm positioning myself a little bit closer to the front here, getting on, you know, the first few wheels. Like I said, I don't want to be obviously on the front, because then I'm having to look back at everybody and see where they're doing. But definitely want to surf some wheels and keep it nice and fast at this point in the race. So it's a good position to be in. I think I am sitting where 5th wheel, 6th wheel, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, 6th wheel. So not a bad position here. 5th or 6th wheel. Going into the last lap here in just a second. We do have a guy off the front. He is, what, about a second or so? I believe that's Justin, yeah. Justin was off the front for a little bit there, trying to push it out within the last 2 laps, but I think the way we were moving, I didn't think he was going to get away at this point. And here we go. Price is pushing out, big dig here. I get kind of squeezed a little bit by Nick over here, and so I kind of had to back off at that point and then reset, getting right behind his wheel. Justin's kind of losing a little bit of steam here. He pulls off, and then Price is pulling out a big jump here, and I'm closing it. I got to close this thing. Can't let him get away. This is the last lap going into, you know, tailwind here. He's got a big jump on me, but I was there to respond. I was in good position. Like I said, you know, that's positioning on those last couple laps is very, very key. And coming in here, I've got a lot of momentum. I'm going 32 miles an hour at that point, slowing down a little bit to go around the curve, but I knew I had it at this point. I knew that all I needed to do was get on his wheel and make sure that I didn't run into him, and I knew I had it. Finished first place over the start finish line there. Big dig at the end. I didn't even put out, you know, a momentous amount of power. I just had a lot of momentum going into that one, and good positioning, good thinking skills on that last lap there for me. Knowing that was the move when he pushed it out there, and having to jump on it and having the energy to be able to get out there. You know, conserving the energy throughout the race in different spots, and knowing when things were threatening and when not, and then also having Elijah there to help out in certain spots really closed that race for me. So that's actually the first time that I've finished a race first by myself over the finish line. You know, there's been other races where I've finished in other categories were just in front of me, and I finished first in my category. But yeah, this was the first one where I basically got to post up over the finish line. I had one hand up. I didn't actually post up, but maybe in the coming weeks, if I finish, I'll post up on one of them. But anyway, so first win of the year for me. I know there's some big things coming later on this year. I'm feeling very confident. I'm feeling very strong at this point in the year, and I'm only going to get stronger, I feel like. And so I just can't wait to keep going and keep coming out here to Music City and doing some other races as well throughout the year. So anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And yo, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.